Hi! First mini episode ever. I thought it would be a fun thing if I brought you along on a mini episode, since the videos I do are so long at times. They need to be kind of long because I really want to give you all of the information I think it's important to get. But this is a mini episode, so I will bring you into the field today when I'm out at a historical place. It's really early in the morning right now, and people are staring at me because I'm filming in my car, but whatever. I'm bringing you along to a recent Viking discovery because I want to show you that new Viking discoveries are still made in Sweden to this day. We haven't found everything. We have found far from everything. Today I am bringing you along to one of those places where a recent Viking discovery has been found. And yeah, thank you for watching and have a nice day. In a small town in Sweden called Falköping, a very peculiar discovery was made recently. Falköping is a small town in the middle of Västergötland County. It is a very old place with a rich history. You can find passage graves, runestones, old neighborhoods, and ancient forts from the early Bronze Age and late Stone Age. The church, St. Olof's kyrka, is just a short walk from the town square. This church is the oldest one in the area Falbygden, surrounding the town. It's said that the holy Siegfried chose this location for it around the year 1000. No matter how old the pictures are that you can find of this town, the church will always be in them. It is the one constant of this whole town. Here is one very early sketch of it from the 1600s. It looks very typical for a medieval church if you take away the big tower. Here's another one from the 1800s. As you can see, it has been built on some more. To this day, you can still see bullets in its southwestern gate. This was from Danish forces trying to get into the church during the 1500s. They didn't succeed. I'm taking you to a place called Kötttorget, or the Meat Square. It is a small square in between the big square and the church. This square used to be the place where you would buy meats back in the day, until modern health regulations came in the way of that business. It has kept its name, however. This is how it used to look during the early 90s up to the middle of the 2010s. Then the little town had grown so big that they decided to build a new neighborhood together with an H&M and a new square and remove most of its old parking lots. So, why am I talking about this? Well, in 2016, when they started digging a bit to modernize the water pipes underneath the square, they found not only one, but two skeletons. And not just any skeletons, these skeletons had their heads between their legs. Both of them. Luckily, these skeletons weren't younger than the 900s. After these skeletons were closely examined and tested, we found out the following. These were two very strong-built men in their 30s to 40s. They seem to have been executed by a big axe. One of them is very tall and seems to have been around 185 centimeters tall. He was around 30 to 35 years old when he died. The axe hit him just through his second vertebra and has gone through all the way to just above his jaw, as you can see here. His jaw was missing, so it's believed that it might have fallen off at the execution site and simply has been left there. The experts have been able to see that his muscles must have been very well evolved, and he seems to have been a very strong man. He also had a healed fracture on his left thigh bone. The other man was around 30 to 40 years old when he died. He seems to have all of his teeth intact, which is an indication of good health, especially during these times. He was around 175 centimeters tall. He also has very well developed muscles and seems to have also been very fit. The axe struck him in the fourth vertebra and cut his head clean off, as you can see here. I wonder what these individuals would have done to anger the townspeople so much. Did they commit a crime? Did they trust the wrong people? Made the less good deal with some sketchy jarl? Or simply was targets for being out of town? Oh, did I forget to tell you? They made a strontium analysis on these men's bones. And guess what? They traveled all the way from England. They have seemingly been born and raised over in England, only to meet their fate here, on the meat square, during the Viking Age, in Falköping. Why do you think that they came all of this way? I'd love to hear your theories. They don't need to be accurate. Nobody knows. We can only speculate, and it can be very fun to speculate. Since they seem to be very fit, and one of them have an earlier injury, is it possible that they were some kind of soldiers, but maybe from richer conditions, since they seem to be very healthy, so they can't have dealt that much with poor conditions growing up. They are now on display a little walk away from the place where they were found. Look, it doesn't take long at all to walk here. Just imagine all of the generations that has walked over them for 1,000 years. I wonder who was the last people who even remembered that their graves were there. I wonder what their names were and why they went all the way over here. How could this be their last stop? Thanks for watching, and please comment your theory down below. I would love to know your theory about these men. See you soon. Hejdå!